Hello, and welcome to this training on the basics of AT and AAC. In this training, we will examine the types of AAC and AT that you could see in a moderate to severe special day class. What will we talk about? Well, we're going to define the terms and acronyms for AT and AAC, and we'll also look at some examples of AT and AAC. What is AT? AT is an acronym for assistive technology. Assistive technology is defined as any item, piece of equipment, software program, or product system that is used to increase, maintain, or improve the functional abilities of persons with disabilities. Assistive technology is an umbrella term. It covers a lot of things. A pencil holder is considered an assistive technology, and so is an eye tracking device. Many different disciplines also recommend assistive technology besides assistive technology specialists. These disciplines include speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, vision therapy, and even special education teachers. Assistive technology helps people who have difficulty speaking, typing, writing, remembering, pointing, seeing, hearing, learning, walking, and many other things. Different disabilities require different assistive technologies. What are some examples of AT or assistive technology? Assistive technology can be low-tech, communication boards, communication books and icons. It can be high-tech, iPads with communication software or dedicated devices. It can be hardware, mounting systems and positioning devices. AT can also be computer hardware, special switches, keyboards, and pointing devices. AT can be computer software, screen readers, and communication programs. Can also be specialized curricular software. And it also could be electronic devices, wheelchairs, walkers, braces, educational software, power lifts, pencil holders, eye gaze and head trackers, and so much more. Most of these items can be found in a special day class. Slant boards are useful for giving students access to items. Switches and buzzers are examples to get attention. Of course, there's text-to-speech software and touchscreen devices that also are examples of AT that you can find in a special day class. Assistive technology covers such a large area that I'm going to limit my coverage to items you might see in a moderate to severe class. They include a switch interface. A switch interface makes iPads or computers switch-enabled. The power link. The power link is considered an environmental control unit, or ECU. You plug an electronic device into the power link and it allows a user to control it using a switch. The bottom few images are various switches. Switches vary in size, sensitivity, and flexibility. Every student has their preferred access point, and switches can be changed to fit these unique needs. What is AAC? AAC is an acronym for Augmentative or Alternative Communication. AAC is a part of assistive technology. It's just a little more specific because it addresses those needs related to communication. You may have seen someone write a notebook to answer a question. Maybe you've seen people using gestures to communicate. You may have seen someone point to pictures or push buttons on a computer to speak for them. These are all forms of augmentative and alternative communication, or AAC. There are two types of AAC, unaided and aided. Unaided, you do not need anything but your own body to use unaided systems. These include gestures, body language, facial expression, and some sign language. Aided, an aided system uses some sort of tool or device. These include pen and paper, pointing to pictures, words, or pictures on a board, giving icons, or touching pictures on a computer screen or an iPad that speaks for you. Aided AAC is further divided. In aided AAC, we have LowTech, MidTech, and HighTech. LowTech AAC comprises tools and strategies that do not involve electronics and do not require batteries. Examples of LowTech AAC are PEX, Picture Exchange Communication System, or Giving Pictures to Communicate, symbol charts, communication boards, communication books, etc. MidTech AAC systems include devices that require batteries and can provide voice output. These devices range from simple single message voice output devices such as the Big Mac to static display voice output devices. These devices are usually easy to program and generally cost less than $500. HighTech Devices, HighTech AAC, refers to computerized devices such as dedicated communication devices or Apple iPads or other tablets that use communication software applications. What are some examples of AAC? LowTech again means that it does not require batteries or electronics. Communication books and boards are examples of LowTech aided AAC. Of course, icons or single pictures are also considered LowTech AAC. Within this level, there are student words and teacher words as well. A communication book should be filled with icons or pictures the student wants to request or talk about. Teachers supplement their verbal communication to enhance comprehension by using picture schedules, weight cards, and other visual instructions. It's really important that these two have separate functions. LowTech AAC devices can be used for requesting, commenting, responding, asking, stating feelings. These are just a few communicative functions. There are many more that we can use devices for. Requesting items is usually the first way to teach students to use AAC to communicate. The student wants something and we can give it to them. Commenting comes a little later. Commenting can take the form of stating what they see, hear, or like. Using AAC to respond is also important. This works on language comprehension as well as communication. Pointing to an icon to answer a question in class, such as what color is this, is using AAC to respond. Asking questions allows the user to continue the communication interaction. When am I done? Or where is mom? Are good questions the student can use to continue the communication interaction. And students can also use LowTech devices to state feelings. They can point to icons or pictures or a communication board that has many feelings on it to state how they're feeling at the moment. MidTech AAC examples. These include battery-operated devices or those with a charger. There are a lot of MidTech devices, most of which we will not cover here. These generally have a static display. This means their screen does not change but stays the same. These devices also use a digitized voice. They record a person's voice for use as communication. Recording is generally simple. Instructions vary depending on the device and are usually on the back of the device itself. I recommend using same-sex voices. If the student is a teenage boy, use a male's voice on the device. MidTech devices. Requesting. A GoTalk can be used to allow the user to make a choice from a selection. Commenting. A Big Mac allows the user to make comments during the day. Responding. You can use a TwinTalk, a GoTalk to respond to questions. You can ask questions. You can have a pre-recorded one on a Big Mac or TwinTalk. And you can also use any of these LowTech devices or MidTech devices to state how you're feeling. So some simple single voice output devices. The bottom buttons are actually re-recordable answer buttons. I have seen them on Amazon. You can buy them in a package of 4. And they generally are the cheapest ones that I have seen. Their quality is not quite as good as the other devices, and they don't last as long, but they are a good option. There is a step-by-step, which is on the top left, which allows the user to press the button to give a series of instructions or state simple conversational statements or questions, but all in order. The randomizer is similar to the Big Mac gameplay device, and these devices will state random phrases that are recorded into the device. So in the gameplay device from the Big Mac, you can use it to play Candyland. So you record a bunch of different colors in there, and it'll randomly name off a color. So it does not go in order, and it doesn't state just the one. And the devices really are limited by your creativity. So MidTech devices. Here are some examples of some MidTech devices you might see in a special day class. These are a Super Talker, a Tech Talk, see and speak object communicators, and a Go Talk. Go Talk, you can have a Go Talk 4, a Go Talk 9, and a Go Talk 20. If they have the plus on it, such as the one we have pictured here, the Go Talk 20 Plus, the plus just means they have that extra row on the top, and those are the core phrases or core words that these don't change with the levels. So on a Go Talk, it has 5 different levels, so you can take out the different pages, your static display, and switch it, and it has more things recorded on different levels if you'd like. But the top row, or the one that has that line around it, they stay the same for each of the different levels, and this can help with core words and making simple sentences. HighTech AAC examples. These devices obviously are the most expensive. When I first started in this field, devices were heavy, bulky, and very expensive. Apple products and smartphones have really changed this industry. Technology continues to improve to make these devices more accessible to a wide range of people. HighTech devices have dynamic displays, which means that they change. Devices can use synthesized or artificial voices, and most do have the ability to record your voice or to use digitized voices. The Tobii Dynavox, the device on the top right, is often used by patients or by people who have an ALS, which is a progressive disease, and you generally get it in adulthood. So with this company, they have partnered. I can't remember the particular company they partnered with, but you can use voice banking, so that you can you read words and they save them, and then your device they populate it into your device, and it's your voice. So as you slowly lose your ability to use your voice, you can still have your voice on the device. HighTech devices. Here are some other examples of HighTech devices. The most popular and most reasonably priced are the iPads with communication applications. Assistive Wear puts out ProLoquo Go, which is by far the most popular and well-known communication application. GoTalk's parent company has released its own app, and the free version lets you see if it works for your student or child. Tobii Dynavox is a relatively new company, which was formed by the merging of 2 well-known companies, Tobii and Dynavox. So Tobii's eye tracking software or hardware works well with Dynavox's language-rich software. And Skyle puts a case that contains an eye tracker onto an iPad, so it makes the iPad eye gaze accessible. And every year, new products are developed, and the style we actually have in our department, and we're starting to use that now. As we conclude this training, I wanted to show you assistive technology and AAC in action. In this video presented by the Halifax Regional Center for Education, they're going to show you how all the different pieces work together for this one student. And I really think that seeing things in action really makes more sense, and you'll have a better understanding of how these technologies work.
Hand switch, which was very laborious for her and took a long time for her to access, and it wasn't always accurate. And we found that she had a lot of really good control in her head. So when we had the IWK assistive technology team in, they did a quick assessment with Tiana, and from there we had a head switch that allowed her to have access to computers. It allows her to have access to iPads and to just be a part of her class and her community.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tiana is here. She wants to ask us something.
Plug in.
Hello.
Hello. I'm here to read a book. I picked Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus.
Yes, we love that book.
I like that one. I was
Does everyone like that book?
I think they do. Tiana has a lot of activities that she does throughout the day that use assistive technology. One of them is reading to students in her class.
Hey, can I drive the bus?
No. Yeah.
Please.
No.
Be careful.
No. Yes.
You didn't let the pigeon drive the bus, did you?
No.
Great. Thanks a lot. Bye.
We're ready.
I hope you liked that book.
Yes.
I thought it was really funny. Do you guys like any of the other pigeon books?
Yeah.
In reading to the students, in blending her own food in the Learning Center, you have to hold it. Just wait, the cover's coming off. You saw how much she enjoys taking part in all of those things, in all of those routines, and she's someone who really has a desire to be a part of that.
Thanks, Tiana, for reading that book. That was awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that was great. I love that.
Pretty funny story. Let's go back to your seat.
That silly pigeon.
We can now have her learning take place in any school environment. It isn't isolated in the Learning Center. It happens in her class, it happens in her gym, it happens on the playground where the students are. I'm overwhelmed with joy now when I see how her classmates and the entire school embrace Tiana, and they just accept that she has a different way of doing things. Tiana is a very proficient Switch user, so I asked Mr. Fry if on Halloween she could be our DJ and play our music for the costume parade in the gym. So as the students were parading around the gym, she got to play a number of Halloween songs using her Switch. So when the music paused, she had to restart that music for the students. And it was really exciting to see because it was a fun afternoon for all the students, and there was dancing and lots of kids who you could really see enjoying themselves. Having her sort of have a star role showcased her talent and her likes for the entire school. It made me feel excellent and a little bit teary when I got to see that. You have to wait until you hear the kitty. Wait. Tiana has made huge leaps and gains in her learning. She went from someone who was using a Switch and just learning about cause and effect, that what I do has an impact and changes something in my environment. So when I press my Switch, music or video happens, to someone who actively demands that participation in all aspects of her school. And she absolutely, you saw the joy on her face, loves to use that technology. Can you blend your sealer for me? It's going to be loud in 1, 2, 3. So we saw someone who struggled to use a hand switch, that when we gave her the head switch, we opened up access to so many other learning opportunities for her. That was very exciting. and she loves the sound of the blender.
And this concludes our training. I hope you now have a better understanding of what AT or assistive technology and AAC or augmentative and alternative communication means. Please reach out to us if you have any questions or would like any further information. You can find us at the links below. So have a great day.